We do not pay taxes to fund the police force for the police force to be the instrument that takes life. The entire objective of the state is to preserve life. I want that to be the default position. There are some who go out with the default position that they intend to take life. But you as leaders, you must quickly identify those and correct an incident in St. James that would shine a particular light on the JCF. And since then, I have received letters, emails, messages from average citizens, ordinary Jamaicans, asking me to comment on the matter. It is indeed a matter of great public concern. Less than a week ago, Latoya Bulgin from St. James lost her life in a police-involved shooting. I extend my sincere condolences to her family, her friends, her community, and all who are grieving. First, I'm happy that the matter has been swiftly addressed by the Police High Command, that the officer involved has been interdicted, and there is a process of investigation that is ongoing. One of the things that Jamaica can be proud of is the establishment of a mechanism to independently investigate officers of the state when in the course of their duty a life is taken. That was a fundamental and profound change in how Jamaica policed itself. The objective is for the police force to preserve.
I can be in a position to allow for persons to have their events. It can allow us to free up our resources to work closer with you.
The community has been tense since the viral police killing of Latoya Bulgin, also known as Buju, on May 17. However, SSP Samuels' request did not go down well with the victim's son, Jashawn Myers.
We can't give back my mother one justice. So no, I don't want you come here so come tell me go on road and you have to tell me say if people feel a way about my mother dead and I light up the road, me can't have one candle light for my mother and mourn for my mother and my family. And that tell me.
Sir Myers, if the roads are being blocked, it won't happen. And I'm saying, if the roads, hold on, and I'm going to be honest. And you want the honest answer? Good. The honest answer is if the roads are being blocked, no, it cannot happen. It's as simple as that. I'm not going to. It's as simple as the roads are being blocked. It cannot happen. I cannot allow you to block the roads and then an event is held.
The question also came moments after SSP Samuels stressed that he cannot speak on the case because there is an active investigation. He, however, offered sympathies to the family.
Because of the work of the police over the years, you were able to go about. Hold on, just allow you to talk. You were able to go about and live your life without fear. You were able to go to parties without fear. You were able to work and come home without fear. I am really sorry for your loss.
No come talk to you like say, are we a problem? Are a problem? Uno kill 5 somebody from a year start. 5 somebody, I'm not hear a gunshot fire in that place. I go work anytime and come back and I feel no way. I go party and come back anytime and I feel no way. You know, I'm afraid to come down, that's all I'm going to say now.
Again, the police implored the residents that the aim is to improve their relationship with the community. However, law and order must be maintained.
It cannot be that, hey, what the police going to do to make sure that this don't happen again? What are we going to do to make sure that this don't happen again? Are we going to talk to the young men in the community and say, hey, let us put on this gun thing? Yeah, man, but we reach far.
Alright, so Andrew Only has finally heard the cry of the people. You know, Andrew Only has finally heard the cry of Granville. You know, out of all of the police brutality that have happened over the years, I've never heard this man say anything about it. But you know, I've really give it out to Granville for really fighting for justice until the bigger heads of these sites are alright, come talk about it. You get me? I say, someone is want to hear one feedback on that presentation that you give. And if you honestly think nothing will change, yeah, mom, just want to give me no feedback and comment if you guys honestly think anything is going to change. You know, police brutality, you know. Please them actually meet up with the residents of Granville because I realize this I get out of them. Them literally fight a losing battle. You know, because in past time, police tend to deal with situation by themselves. But now in this situation, them actually plan for deal with the situation with the residents instead of doing it themselves. You know, and Buju, aka Latoya, Bulgin, son came forward and made them know what really are going. You get me, I say? And this is the video, I'm open because I'm coming in feedback. Basically, I made them know what go on. Basically, I tell them, say, oh, if nothing change, them not stop from doing what do. And then basically, I say, oh, the only way things are going to change is if you cooperate with the police. You get me, I say? But as I said before, I have to give it out to Granville, bro. They literally a fight for justice. Yeah, man, I have to give it out to them. Literally a fight for justice, bro. Because enough community now do that. Enough community now take the initiative to fight for what's right, to fight for justice. Especially if they were around.
Murder. The killing of Latoya Buju by the police in Granville, St. James on Sunday has triggered widespread criticism and reignited long-standing tensions between residents and the security forces in the community. For many residents, the shooting is not an isolated incident. It was January 1 when 3 people, including a 4-year-old boy, were killed during a security operation in Granville, St. James. In a media release, the JCF said the shooting happened shortly after midnight on New Year's Day as members of a joint police-military team responded to reports of explosions, gunfire, and illegal gun salutes in Browns Lane in Granville. According to the police, intelligence suggested that several individuals in the community were armed with prohibited weapons and intended to carry out illegal gun salutes. The JCF said the security forces came under gunfire upon arrival, took evasive action, and returned fire. Police said 2 men were later found suffering from gunshot wounds and were pronounced dead at hospital, while a child who was injured during the incident later died while undergoing treatment. The incident sparked outrage across the community and raised the questions about the conduct of the police during operations. Then, just 5 months later, a 17-year-old boy was shot and killed by the police in the same community on Mother's Day, May 12. According to the police's account, about 6 a.m., members of a security team were in the area searching for wanted men. Upon leaving the community, they reportedly approached the teen and there was a confrontation during which the teen was shot. The police say a black Taurus G2C pistol with an affixed magazine containing 1 9mm round was taken from his body. But his mother and residents strongly disputed that version, claiming he had surrendered and was shot despite having his hands up. That incident further deepened fear and frustration among residents. And then just days later, the fatal shooting of Latoya Buju has raised those tensions to a boiling point. According to police reports, officers were in the process of dispersing protesters who were staging an unauthorized demonstration at Granville Square in St. James when they observed a black Toyota Voxy driven by Miss Bulgin, dropping off protesters. The protesters were demonstrating against